Bienvenidos. Welcome, my fabulous people, to Spain on Fork. Today we have a great episode. We're making a very classic and traditional Spanish dish, saffron rice with garlic shrimp, folks. This is the real deal. It does not get more Spanish than this, and it's one of those dishes where less it's more. It's made with very minimal ingredients, but the flavors here will completely blow you away. This is the perfect dish for a busy weeknight dinner or for a relaxed weekend lunch, or if you're in lockdown and quarantine like I am right now, pretty much for any meal of the day. Seriously, guys. Easy to make, all done using one pan, and it comes together in just 30 minutes. Now to make this dish, two things. I am using ground rice, just because this is the typical rice that's used here in Spain, but to make this recipe, you can use whatever rice you want. However, the water-rice ratios might be different than the ones I'm using, so check the package instructions for that. And second thing, as always, make sure you use some high-quality saffron. You know, this saffron combined with all that garlic is what gives this dish that magical flavor. As always, I'm using saffron threads from Golden Saffron. Like I always tell you guys, this is one of the best saffrons in the market. When it comes to price to quality ratio, you can't beat these guys. Get yourself a tin to make this Spanish rice dish. Link in the description box below. I'm gonna begin by getting all the ingredients ready. I'm gonna grab 6 cloves of garlic. Yes, you heard that correctly. 6 cloves of garlic. There is so much garlic in this dish, but it's what gives it that magical flavor. I'm gonna thinly slice 2 of them and finely mince the other 4. For the next ingredient, I'm gonna grab half of an onion and finely dice it. And for the final ingredient to prepare, I've got 12 raw jumbo shrimp here. These are peeled and deveined. I bought them frozen and thawed them out. The secret here, make sure you completely pat them down with some paper towels. This removes any of the extra water or moisture in the shrimp, giving them a beautiful texture and flavor. And season the shrimps with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. Okay, let's start cooking our dish. I'm gonna be using a standard non-stick frying pan. No need for a paella pan here, folks. Just the basics. I'm gonna heat this with a medium-high heat and add in a generous 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. 1 minute after adding the olive oil into the pan, I'm gonna add in 2 cloves of garlic that I thinly sliced and start mixing them around with the extra virgin olive oil. Very important to mix them continuously, that way they don't burn and they all cook evenly. About 30 seconds after adding the sliced garlics in there, I'm gonna add in our raw shrimp. And I'm just gonna get in there and give them a gentle mix, that way they all evenly cook. About 1 minute after adding the shrimps into the pan, I'm going to start removing them and transferring them into a bowl. And as well, make sure you grab the sliced garlics. You don't want to leave them in there, otherwise they're going to overcook and it's going to give this dish a bitter flavor. Now the shrimps are not fully cooked. That is completely normal. We're going to finish cooking them up later on in the process. Now using the same pan with the same heat, I'm going to add in the diced onions in there and start mixing around with the extra virgin olive oil. Again, you want to mix this continuously, that way those onions don't burn and they all cook evenly. 1 minute after adding the diced onion into the pan, I'm going to add in our 4 cloves of garlic that went finely minced and continue to mix these 2 ingredients together. About 30 seconds after adding the garlics into the pan, you don't want to overcook them, you want it to be nice and aromatic. I'm going to add in 1 cup of round rice, a 1/4 cup of frozen peas, a generous ½ teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, pinch in ½ teaspoon of saffron threads, and season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And I'm gonna get in there, mix this all together until everything's well combined. Once everything's well mixed, I'm gonna add in 3 cups of vegetable broth. Now you can also use chicken broth here or water, but I love to use the vegetable broth. It gives this dish an incredible flavor. And I'm gonna give this a gentle mix, that way everything's evenly divided. Unlike a paella, you can mix this once in a while, but you don't wanna overmix it. And again, you can get in there once in a while to make sure everything's evenly divided, but you don't want to overmix this, otherwise the rice is going to lose its beautiful texture. Alright, it's been exactly 10 minutes since I added the broth into the pan, and you can see a lot of that broth has incorporated into the rice. At this point, I'm going to add in our garlic shrimp back into the pan and give it a gentle mix. That way all the shrimps are evenly divided. After this step, you don't want to mix the rice anymore, but you can always give the pan a quick shake once in a while. Okay, it's been about 4 to 5 minutes since I added the shrimps into the pan, and a total of 15 minutes since I added the broth in there. As you can see, all that broth has incorporated into this rice. This dish is ready to go. I'm going to remove it from the heat. And check it out, our Spanish saffron rice with garlic shrimp is done. Look how insane this looks. Let's give it a try and see how it tastes. Seriously folks, it doesn't get better than this. So simple, but the aromas are insane. Let me tell you, there's an obscene amount of garlic in here. Cannot wait to try this. Here we go. What can I say? It is so good. The most basic and simple ingredients, but you can bind them together and wow. So important to use a good quality saffron here as it really shines through and flavors this dish, and then all that garlic is so good. I love garlic. And then that rice has an incredible texture to it, guys. Beautiful Spanish dish, so easy to make, came together in exactly 30 minutes. Make this at home. It's gonna transport you to Spain, and it's gonna completely blow you away because it's so good. Really quick before I go, I'd like to give out a quick shout out to one of my patrons, Cheryl. Again, Cheryl, thank you so much for all your support. I truly appreciate you. If you're not a patron, consider becoming one. Helps with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos. Guys, you'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. Leave me a comment below. If you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.